So I found it as a place, hey, I can flip the script and actually have dialogue with the other side, the opposition, and try to find that common ground, which I think everybody, for the most part, believes in free speech. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Facts Over Feelings, where we're still at Turning Point USA America Fest on day 3. And I'm excited for our next guest here because he's a fellow patriot that's out there doing some big things, amplifying his voice across 5 different podcasts he runs. We have Mr. Mike Harvey here. He's an entrepreneur, a podcaster. He's an investor. He's a husband. He's a father to 3. He's a God-fearing man, family man, and he helps businesses tell their story as the founder of 511 Media. But I'm going to give Mike here an opportunity to tell a little bit even more about himself and start out by telling us your American dream story and a little bit about your background.
So, okay, well, great question. First of all, I got to say it's never about me, right? I am a Christian man, God-fearing man, which you mentioned. And my passion is to make other people's voices amplified. And if I have to be out front leading the charge in order to do that, then whatever it takes, right? So I've been in business for about 20 years myself. And like yourself, I'm a multiple-time entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur, several businesses. And, it's like God is guiding my path each step of the way. The first business I kind of fell into, right? I was not volunteering, but working at a church.
Okay.
And my boss at the time had a side business. He didn't ask me. I offered to just help him out for free. I was like, let me just tag along. You know, you work a lot. Let me help you so you can get back to home to your family sooner. And that turned into him handing me over the business, and I took that and expanded it to multiple offices in different cities. I've been doing that for quite a while now. That first business is still in existence, still runs. I'm not really involved in the day-to-day anymore. We built up a good team over there. The thing I'm most focused on now is the 511 Media Group, the ministry there. And it is a business, first and foremost. It's a for-profit business, but I view all business and everything I do as ministry.
And the one thing that I really heard from you, I mean, that was a true American dream story right there. And, I think a lot of people will try to follow that, however that might be. They go down the path of entrepreneurship like you did, but they never get to the place where they achieve the true freedom like you did, where you just said something I think pretty powerful there I want people to pay attention to is you found great people. Yeah. And now that is still sustained. It's still up and running. It's still an income stream. And it's operating through other people. What was the tipping point that got you to see things differently in business, to start building companies that I guess supported that freedom to kind of go out and do what you really wanted to do in life?
I'll tell you, there was a lot of missteps and a lot of mistakes, and I had to grow in my leadership over time. But really, what was the tipping point, honestly, was kind of more of a breaking point, where I kind of just and a lot of entrepreneurs can relate to this and get, I don't know if you've ever been there yourself, but I got to a point where I was just burned out.
Yep.
And I was like, whatever. And I kind of walked away. I had a pretty good admin person at the time. And she took my phone and she's like, I'm still on your phone. Go spend time with your family. We got this. And I was like, and I was stressed out like no other. And we made it through that single, it didn't start as a whole day. It was 4 hours. And I was like, oh, you didn't need me? They're like, no, we got this. I told you we got this. And then
it was one of the first times you could
got
probably
longer
breathe
and longer
a little
and
bit
longer.
easier.
And now I'm at the point, and that evolved to now where I just trust the team. They talk to me if they need something or whatever, but I haven't talked to them really this week,
No, that's incredible. And I think that's the true entrepreneurship journey to me, because I think really what it's all about is freedom, so we can go out there and be the creators that God wanted us to be and make the impact that we want to being able to make. What would you say to maybe somebody that's in your shoes pre-figuring that out? Because I think when people are in that place, they're so stuck in that setback that they just don't know what is the first step. What would you say maybe the first step for a struggling entrepreneur that's starting to, work on the business rather than in it?
Well, I think a lot of entrepreneurs, especially starting out, part of the way we're wired is being in control, right? And no one can do it better than us, right? But the reality is, yes, maybe no one can do that one job better than you if that's all you were focusing on. But if you got 10 jobs you're focusing on, someone that can do an 80% of as good a job as you is doing better than the 10% that is being done now.
Yeah, oh,
right?
100%.
So we like to divide our time, and it's hard for us as entrepreneurs. And I'm imagining you can relate to this, but we don't trust anyone. No one can do it like we do it.
I had to get through that part of my life.
Yeah.
And for me, I had to be forced it because I deal with chronic health issues that I've been on a journey and a battle with for some time. So my energy is scarce and I have to protect it. My time is scarce and I have to protect it. So it's almost like that challenge by leaning into it forced me to operate differently, where I couldn't be the end all be all, the person that was doing anything and everything, because I would break. And I did break at one point that taught me how to operate differently. And then from there, we built one company and I would do the exact same thing. I'd put somebody alongside me. I'd teach them to the point of understanding, make sure it's a high caliber individual that I could get to the maybe 60% of me. Because nobody's going to be us.
No.
I'm not going to expect anybody.
No one's going to run 20 hours a day and nonstop for months
They're not
at a
going to
time.
operate like the owner. But if I can get somebody in every role of the company and I can work that for a stint, every role of the company to understand it intimately, how high is high, how low is low, where is the barometer so I can be an effective leader to understand how to hold my team accountable and understand the challenges that they're going to be, put the right people in the right seats, get them the 60% of me. That's basically my formula to get my companies, because we got a recruiting company, we got a couple software companies, we got a real estate company, we have a large insurance brokerage, and the same thing. All those are pretty much running without me, but following that same formula. And it was when I started investing differently into great people, paying them more, that allowed me to have that sort of autonomy where I could kind of have my cake and
you also got to build a great culture where people want to be there, right?
Oh, that's the key. The culture's got to be the magnet to attract those right people.
Because you can go anywhere and get a paycheck, right?
Yep.
But I've had lots of people that have come to work for me, and it's like, your leadership is different, right? Like you actually, I have a new assistant who started with us, and she was like telling me about this leadership, and I was like, oh, I'll pay for you to go through some leadership training. You want to go to this seminar, conference, whatever? And she's like, really? You would do that? I was like, why wouldn't I do that? It's like, just makes you better for us.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. And I think a lot of people are afraid to do that, or what if they leave, right? Well,
what if they don't leave?
Right.
And you have untrained people in your organization. I mean, I think that's the real thing to have. And I think that's kind of a fallacy too, because what I found is when you go all in investing on folks, they want to stick to you. It forms that camaraderie. It forms that sense of loyalty. And we deal with that. We have a recruiting company. We deal with that all the time. They're like, well, I don't want to tell them they could, and we do a lot of recruiting for insurance agents. Well, I don't want to tell them that they could be their own business owner, because what if I lose them? And I'm like, well, what if you never got them to begin with because you didn't tell them about the opportunity? And we teach our folks to focus on the 3 C's. We boil it down to. First, you got to get somebody in there. You got to pay them the right way. You don't have to overpay somebody, but it's got to be competitive compensation. So our first C is compensation. The next one's culture. Like going in there and it's like, hey, if you could be Walt Disney and you could make your business more magical, that would be that magnet to attract people, what would that look like? And then lastly, to your point, that career path. Could I get in the owner's seat? And what we try to do is understand, what are the personal goals? What are the professional goals of our team members? And if we just focus on helping them get to their goals, ours is a byproduct, as a secondary thing. We're always serving our customers the right way, and we're always hitting our metrics by putting our employees first and serving them in our organization.
Right. Well, I've made an offer to several of my employees. Not one has taken me up on it yet. I'm looking forward to the day that one of them does. It's like, hey, you want to go out and start your own business? I'll invest in it with you.
Yeah, same here. We've done that too.
Yeah. Because I want them to, hopefully I invest so much in my people that they outgrow me.
Oh, absolutely. And I guess now that you've built that framework where you have that supportive infrastructure behind you to have the autonomy to be at places like this,
Yeah.
what's on the roadmap for you? What do you hope to do with your voice to go out there and invoke change in America?
Well, one of the biggest things we're working on right now, and this was a mission I felt like was from God because I tried to turn it away many times. I was like, this isn't me. I can't do this. It's not me. And like, it kept coming back. No, it's you. No, it's you. No, it's you. And all the conversations I had, nobody else is willing to carry the flag and lead forward. And I said, all right, fine, it's me. And that is leading the charge to turn California red.
No, I love that. We're perfectly in alignment on that because I wore my MAGA hat everywhere, and people are like, well, why are you wearing that? I remember going even to a yoga studio, or I'd walk in the store, why are you wearing that in the store? And I'm like, I'm wearing it for you. And they're like, well, what do you mean? I don't believe in that. And I'm like, you don't believe in free speech? I'm like, well, this is one of the biggest attacked hats in the world. And if I can go out there and fall on a sword and I can wear this around for the sake of you, even if you have opposite beliefs of me, that we can stand for free speech together. And wouldn't you agree that that's something we can find common ground on? So I found it as a place, hey, I can flip the script and actually have dialogue with the other side, the opposition, and try to find that common ground, which I think everybody, for the most part, believes in free speech.
Well, what I found, the media likes to make everybody kind of afraid, right?
Yep. The fear mongers.
What I found is the more I wear my MAGA hat around, I get a few like sideways looks or glares or whatever. Like most of the other sides like doesn't say much. But what I see more of is, thank you for wearing that. You're so brave. I like your hat. Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
They're like, we appreciate somebody that's willing to stand up and proudly, boldly proclaim what they believe.
Now that we're here, we're going to have the switch flip on January 20th. How do we start to be leaders of change in terms of bringing unity back to this country so we just don't go back to where we came from?
That's a good question. What I have been kind of talking to many people about, we kind of have three options, right? We can sit and go into cruise control mode and relax and expect, oh yeah, we got 4 years of good times, right? We can sit there and let the left kind of take more ground, or we can go on the offensive or stay on the offensive and continue to take ground. And I'm choosing the third option because that's just how I'm built, and the world needs more people that are willing to continue to fight for what they believe. Because it'd be easy to say, well, Trump won, good, we time to celebrate and relax and sit back. And many people will do that. Many people will do that.
And if we're not careful, we might not get another shot again.
Right.
Because they're already on the hunt. They're on the opposition again. They're looking to fight back. But man, no, it's been absolutely amazing having you on the podcast today. You shared just such a wealth of knowledge, and really appreciate you going out there, being the patriot that you are, spreading the message and changing hearts and minds. As we're winding down, there's a couple questions we like to ask at the end before our final question. What does facts over feelings mean to you? And that question is if you had the presidential authority of an executive pen and you had one thing that you could leverage that for, you could ink one document that would change the landscape in America in some capacity, that would sum up your legacy after you're long and gone, what would that be?
Man, that's a tough one, because I'm like thinking if one thing, I'm thinking of like 5 or 6 things. Yeah. But I think securing our borders is one of the top priorities.
Oh, absolutely. It's security, safety of our nation. That's super important. And I guess last but not least, what does facts over feelings mean to you?
Facts over feelings, exactly what it says, right? Because like we've let media and the leftists for too long, sit around and like kumbaya and watch the world kind of crumble around that, like buying into other people's mental disorders, right? Mental illnesses, and collectively going along with it, watching the DEI and appropriations,
division, exclusion, and indoctrination.
Yes, yes. And I was having a conversation with a friend last night. Was talking about, used to work at Amazon, and was telling me about some of the initiatives they do. I was like, that is like self-defeating. Like they're like pushing against themselves in the things that they're pushing.
Oh, it makes no sense. Right? I mean, none of the stuff makes any sense.
So those are the feel-good feeling things that they're trying to push. And the facts is, like, a boy is a boy, a girl is a girl. We don't want boys and girls sports. We don't want
there's not
boys and girls bathrooms.
22 different genders.
Right. So facts over feelings is just, let's tell the truth. And yeah, we care about how you feel, but I'm not going to lie to you, right? The Bible says, speak the truth in love, right? If I'm not speaking the truth, I'm not loving you.
And that's why they've been trying to pull the Bible out of our schools and everywhere in the society, because that's one of the biggest weapons I think that we have against the untruths and the disinformation that's out there.
Yeah.
No, I love it. It's been a pleasure having you on the show.
It's been a pleasure being here, David.
You guys have seen another episode of Facts Over Feelings with Mr. Mike Harvey.